Hi, hello, namaste. Once again, a very warm welcome. And myself, Avinash. I'm working as a biology lecturer. Yesterday, we started a new chapter from the botany track, that is a morphology of flowering plants. And just we observed the introduction part. So, and one side I had drawn a diagram, that is a plant diagram. There I had mentioned, there I had labeled a few major parts of the plant. So, majorly 6 parts I had mentioned there. One is root, one is stem, one is the leaf, one is the flower, next one is fruit, and last one is seed. So these are major 6 morphological parts of the flowering plants. So yesterday we labeled them. So in upcoming classes we have to see individually those parts: root separately, stem separately, leaf, flower, fruit, and the seeds, and their modifications. If any modifications are there, means their modifications, their structures, their different types. So all the related aspects of one particular part, either it may be root, stem, or any part it might be. So we have to see individually, so one by one. And before going to that, so from yesterday onwards, that means even after completion of the classes also, till now again many students are being added continuously. I think they have missed the previous classes. So for those students who are joined today itself, for those students, so once again I am posting the yesterday's previous video class in the group. So after completion of this class, once again watch that video, that means the previous video, and connect both, right? So yesterday we had started the chapter. What is the chapter title? Yes, morphology of flowering plants. So one thing, as already we know, morphology means the studying of external structure or external features of any organism. That is morphology. So ಹೊರಗಿನ ಬಾಹ್ಯ ರೂಪವನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. So which plants? Flowering plants. Flowering plants. Yesterday one. So this side I had mentioned the 5 major groups in the plants: algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, and angiosperm. So angiosperm plants are nothing but flowering plants, the plants which will bear the flowers, the plants which will produce the flowers. So such kind of flowering plants, those are the major plants, and those are the majorly available plants surrounding to us, and those are the plants which are having the commercially, medicinally at most important. And not only that, in the form of food, what majorly we are cultivating in our land, now ಹೊಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬೆಳಿತೇವೋ, so such kind of a majority of the plants are flowering plants, angiosperms. So if I want to study them, first we should come to know the external features of those plants. ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಇಂತ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂತ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ. So in that morphology, the major first part, the first portion is root. Root of the plant. So major part. Let's start from the bottom to top. What is that bottom? Bottom means underground part which is present in the soil, and next one is aerial part which is above the ground, which is present above the ground. So let us see the underground part, that is the root. And this root, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. If we consider this root, so it is positively geotropic and negatively phototropic, right? So just I am saying the major feature of the root. So root is positively geotropic and negatively phototropic. So yesterday we observed some small diagram, that is a seed diagram. So in the seed we observed one part inside, there is a embryo, and that embryo is having two portions. One is radicle, another one is plumule. So for example, if this is the embryo, not in the size, it is very small in size, embryonal axis. So in that embryonal axis, let me consider one tip, that is considered to be the radicle, and upper tip it is considered to be the plumule. Radicle, it is developing into root, plumule it is developing into shoot. Root plus shoot together form an entire plant body. So yesterday we observed that one. So in that sense, so radicle always it is growing a downward direction, in downward direction. Plumule always growing in the upward direction. If the radicle is growing in the downward direction means, then that condition we will refer it as positively geotropic. So root is a positively geotropic. That means the term itself indicates, geo means earth or soil or to the ground, towards. Tropic means movement. Tropic means movement. And one more thing, geo means gravitational force also. Sometimes we can refer it so, gravitational force. So gurutvakarshaniya shakti. So towards the gravitational force, if it is growing means we will consider it as a positively geotropic. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಕಡೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, positively geotropic. But negatively phototropic. Phototropic means, photo means light. Photo means light. Which light here? Sunlight actually. Tropic means movement. So phototropic means movement towards sunlight. But here it is negatively. Negative ಎಂದು ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ. So root, if it is moving towards the ground, inner to the ground, to the depth means it is moving away from the sunlight. So it is a negatively phototropic, positively geotropic. But another system is there. This is the root. Another system is shoot. Yesterday we observed that one, shoot. That means aerial part above the ground. So shoot, if you want to say its character, shoot is positively phototropic, negatively geotropic. Shoot. So that just opposite. So this is positively geotropic, negatively phototropic. And this root, if we consider its a function, what are the major functions of the root? So already we know. If you want to remember, then once again means, first one is it helps in absorption of water and minerals. So root's major function is absorption of water and minerals from where? From soil. So root will help in the first major process, absorption of water and minerals. The thing is, minerals, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಲವಣಾಂಶ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Minerals are already dissolved in the water present in the soil. Now plants need minerals for their growth, for their development, for their survival purpose. They need minerals which are there in the soil. Those minerals are dissolved in the water, and that kind of water is absorbed by the root. It's a major process. And a second major thing is, root, it helps in giving anchoring support. So this is second major process, major function of the root. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ root ದ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಏನಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ just. So second major function is anchoring support. So I think you might have heard this term, anchor. Anchoring means holding firmly, just like, say for example, holding like this firmly, or having a grip on something. Anchoring. Anchoring support means, because of presence of fruit, the plant is erect and it is standing very firmly. Why? Because roots will hold the soil particles firmly, strongly, ಗಟ್ಟಿಯಾಗಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಅಂತ. So that is the major process, another function of the root. And third thing, root, it helps in secretion of some hormones. So roots another major function is it helps in the secretion of some hormones. Hormones ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಸಂಜ್ಞೆಗಳನ್ನು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಸಂದೇಶಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕಗಳು. ಸೊ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಮೆಸೆಂಜರ್ಸ್. That means that these are the chemicals. They helps in the transferring of message from one place to another place. Messenger. He is the messenger. So hormones are the chemical messengers. Say for example, when we are running very fast, at that time breathing rate is fast. That means breathing rate is fast when we are running. At the same time heartbeat rate also fast. That means heart is going to beat in the very fast rate. But thing is, heart is one different organ, lungs, ಶ್ವಾಸಕೋಶಗಳು, lungs are different organs. But thing is, when we are running very fast, at that time both the organs together start working very fast. That means both the organs are having a kind of a connection. That connection is made possible because of some chemical messengers, hormones. So such kind of hormones we will call them as phytohormones. Phyto means plant, phytohormones means hormones produced inside the plant. So roots also sometimes they may produce the hormones. For what purpose? So for helps in the attraction of microbiota. So root helps in the attraction of microbiota. As already we know, soil it is having lot and lot of so many microorganisms. ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಜೀವಿಗಳು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದಾವೆ. Lot of microorganisms are present in the soil. Those microorganisms should be attracted by the plants. That means by its root. That means plants need the help of microorganism some particular purposes. For some particular purposes. Say for example, inside the plant nitrogen should be absorbed. For absorption of nitrogen there must be help of the microorganism. ಸಾರಜನಕವನ್ನು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸಸ್ಯ ಹೀರ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಜೀವಿಗಳ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ plant should make the partnership with the microorganism. That means it has to attract the microorganism. The microorganisms together, all the microbes present in the plants, we will refer it as a microbiota, right? To attract them, plants have to produce some hormones. That is another function. And fourth function is storage of food. Not in case of all plants, in some specific plants. So root helps in the storage of food material, right? Root helps in the storage of food material. I think you can see in the diagram. So that is one root actually, and that is a famous vegetable. We are all eating that one. Actually that is the root, and inside the root food is stored and we are eating that one. That means that is having the storage of food material. So root helps in the storage of food material in some cases. So all these are considered to be the major functions of the plant. And one more thing, apart from this, the root may perform other functions also, but these are the major functions, right? If we consider such kind of root types, types of root. Yes, so as already you have learnt, I think maybe 8th or 9th, I think you have learnt the types of root. So ಬೇರಿನ ವಿಧಗಳು ಅಂತ. So there are majorly two types of roots. The first one is taproot and second one is fibrous root. Yes, the first one is the taproot, next one is fibrous root. Taproot, so ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ತಾಯಿ ಬೇರು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಿದ್ವಿ, taproot, and fibrous root, ತಂತು ಬೇರು. So taproot and fibrous root, these are the major two types of roots. Apart from these two types of roots, again some many other different types of roots are there, but these are the major types of root we can observe in most of the plants. Taproot, this is the major feature of dicot plants. What is a dicot plant? So di means two. Keep this thing in your mind. Di means two. Uni means one. Tri means three. Tetra means four. Penta means five. Hexa, hepta, octa, nana, deca. That means here di means two. Cot means cotyledon. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ದಳ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Dicot means the plants which will produce the seed having two cotyledons. That means if you break that seed, we will get the two cotyledons. Say for example, groundnut, shenga, two cotyledons. Bengal gram, kadle, two cotyledons. Green gram, hesar kalu, two cotyledons. So in such kind of dicot plants, we will observe taproot. And if you consider the fibrous root, it is observed in monocot plants. So as already I told you, uni or mono means single. That means the seed which is having a single cotyledon. That means if you break such kind of seed, we cannot get to two equal parts exactly. So say for example, rice seed, we can't make into two parts exactly. Wheat, monocot. Jia means jola, monocot. Corn, mekke jola, monocot. So in case of monocot plants, their root is considered to be the fibrous root. Then how actually that taproot and fibrous roots are looking like? See the diagram once. Yes. So in the diagram you observed taproot, it is present in this form. Let me consider this is the ground, right? This is the stem, cut stem. This is the root. And this is the stem, one side. Yes, two types of root system. The first one is taproot and the second one is fibrous. So just observe here, taproot system means here the root is more elongated here, and thing is along with the stem, this is the stem. Yes, this portion is stem. Along with the stem is actually aerial and this is the underground. So along with the stem, root is entering downward, positively geotropic, right? And here this root, this is primary root. Yes, so this is primary root. That means the root which is developed first from the radicle. This is the primary root. Primary root is having divisions. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೊಂಬೆಗಳ ತರ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾವಲ್ಲ, divisions. These divisions we will refer them as secondary roots. So these are secondary, and these secondary roots again they may be divided, again they may be branched, and these branching roots we will refer them as tertiary roots. Right, we are having the major on primary root, it's a branch, secondary root, it's a branch, tertiary root. So if three types of divisions are there, means that is the taproot and major feature of dicot plants. and the depth of this kind of root will be more compared to the fibrous root. So what about in case of the fibrous root? Fibrous root, usually they will not go to the deeper regions, they will be near to the surface. As compared to taproot, fibrous roots will be present near to the surface. And one more major thing, so here we cannot differentiate primary root, secondary root, tertiary root. Why? Because here almost all the roots are looking the same in the bunch form. Gonchal tara kanisodanta. And thing is, here primary root is there, but here also sometimes primary, of course primary root is there, but it is short lived. Swalpa dina matra irodanta root. After primary root, many roots are arise from the base of the stem, and all of these roots, those are considered to be the fibrous root. Say for example, in case of maize, mekkejola, corn, we can observe this kind of root. And this is the major one. Say for example, in case of hibiscus, or in case of sunflower, hibiscus andre hibiscus dhaswala, so that is a dicot. In case of hibiscus, we can see this kind of root system. So in case of this one, we can observe the fibrous root system here. More about apart from the taproot and fibrous root, one more root is there, one more special root, that is adventitious root. Yes, adventitious root. These are the special type of roots apart from these two. Actually these are major roots, and this is one more root is there here. Adventitious root means the roots which are produced on the parts other than the radicle, or the roots which are arising from the parts other than the radicle. Let me write it once first. Yes, so this is a definition for adventitious root. Vakyana, adventitious root. Adventitious means root arising from the parts other than the radicle. Radicle ಇಂತ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರದ ರೂಟ್ ಅದು ಆಗೋದು. Other than the radicle, that means from the stem root may be arised, from the leaf root may be arised. So such kind of roots other than the radicle ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ನ ಯಾವುದೇ ಭಾಗದಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಷಿಯಸ್ ರೂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಷಿಯಸ್ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ we can observe, that means their function will be little bit different. This kind of root function will be different. Such kind of roots majorly we can observe in case of banyan tree, and one more is sugar cane. Banyan tree, alada mara, sugar cane, kabbu. In case of these two plants, we can observe the adventitious root. Once observe the diagram. Yes. So in diagram you observe the first one is a banyan tree. In the banyan tree we can see the hanging roots. Say for example, let me draw here once. Actually diagram is not necessary, but just for understanding purpose, just I am drawing here the rough diagram. Which plant? Yes, what is that plant? Banyan tree. So ಅರಳಿ ಗಿಡ, ಸಾರಿ ಆಲದ ಮರ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. Actually the banyan tree roots are present here, right? These are the roots of a banyan tree, but thing is these are the major roots of banyan tree, and along with that one the banyan trees will be having some this kind of roots, and these are the hanging roots. Jotu bidiro root. These are hanging roots. Yes, so these hanging roots are nothing, these are the adventitious roots. Why? Because these roots are arised from the stem branch, not from the radical portion. And in case of sugarcane also, if you consider, say for example, so in the sugar cane we can have this kind of structure, right? So what these lines are? Nodes. Presence of nodes and internodes, it is the major feature of stem. Stem adu mukhya lakshana adu, nodes and internodes. So from the node region here some roots are producing here like this in the case of sugar cane. And these roots, since they have been arised from the stem, these are also considered to be the adventitious roots. In that sense, okay, we can see the function of these adventitious roots in different manner. Here taproot, the major part, the major feature of dicot plant. Fibrous root, the major feature of monocot plants. And this one adventitious, either maybe in monocot or dicot. So these are the special roots arising from the parts other than the radical. So these are the major three different portions of three different types of root. In the next class, let us observe how the root portion is looking like in its regions. Bhagagalu, berina bere bere bhagagalu, parts of the root, and how those parts are helping to the root in its different modification and functions. So ಆ ರೂಟದ ಭಾಗ ಏನೇನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ರೂಟ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಇಲ್ವೋ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ದಲ್ಲಿ 1 to 12 NCERT ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆ್ಯಪನ್ನು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ. ಎಸ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವನ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, that means after completion of watching the video, just make the notes along with the class. If you make the running notes, means it is the best, it is suitable. And even after completion of the class you have to make the notes, and within few days I will also start giving the PDF form notes. So up to that, better you prepare the notes. That means what I have written here, the major note portions. So just write them in a notebook and make separate notebooks. For botany one separate notebook, and for zoology one separate notebook. Yes, and keep writing the notes from this class onwards. Yesterday's introduction class and this class. Yes, in the next class let us see the reasons of the root along with its modification of the root. Yes, thank you.